welcome back to the Raising Rock podcast. I am Elise and I am your host. Today I am joined by Anna Melendez. She is a very dear friend of mine. You might know her from the Fresh Pursuit on Instagram and TikTok. She is truly one of the funniest people that I know. Her sense of humor is just so unique and different, and I adore her. We actually have a really heavy conversation though. We cover two of the losses that she has had. Her road to having her daughter Ruby was a challenging one, and she covers what those losses looked like, how she grieved, how support looked in her life, what support can look like if you're walking through a loss with a friend or a loved one. There were tears shed, there were also laughs had, and we end the conversation on a lighter note. The Fresh Pursuit, her Instagram and TikTok handle, is a space where she covers some healthy recipes, healthy living, and it is just a beautiful little corner of the internet. So we end on some wellness tips and hacks that she's loving, and it was just overall a really beautiful conversation. So if you're currently walking through a loss, or you have a friend who's walking through a loss, or you've had a loss at some point in your life and you're still mourning that, we hope this conversation touches you. So with that, Anna, welcome to the Raising Rock podcast. The way that I was glued to my phone last night watching Ruby eat bone marrow.
I know. It was too much. It was too much.
But I was so invested in the journey of like making the bone marrow and feeding it to her.
Yeah.
And then watching her eat it. Did she love it?
She's obsessed.
So is that her first food?
That's her first food. A little whipped bone marrow with just a hint of butter in there. I've only fed her twice, and it was the same thing, bone marrow and whipped butter. And I feel just paralyzed now, like so overwhelmed with what to feed her next. It's a personal problem. I know I'm overthinking it, but she loved it, and now I'm like, okay, I gotta figure this out.
Yeah. So why bone marrow? Why?
Okay.
I've only heard of a few people doing that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's even a newer thing since when I had newborns. If I had a newborn now, I'd probably do this. Knowing what I know now, I would probably give them the same food.
Yeah.
I'd be giving them like raw milk.
I know, right?
I would not give my 6-month-old raw milk. But knowing what I know now.
Yeah, you are giving raw milk.
That's true. That's true. You are giving them raw milk. I'm thinking of a different type of raw milk.
But bone marrow is incredibly nutrient dense. It is packed full of iron for their brain development, because at 6 months they start to lose their iron stores. And so that's why first foods are really dependent on iron-rich foods. She's 7 months, almost 8, and it's packed full of iron. That's for brain development. There's also a bunch of minerals in it. It's fat-filled and protein-filled. And my thought process is, okay, she's been exclusively breastfed her whole life. So that's full of a bunch of fat and a bunch of protein. So I want to transition her into fat-filled, protein-filled first foods.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose bone marrow first. And I think I'm going to do egg yolk and sardines next.
Ooh, I've heard a lot of people doing sardines. I personally cannot do sardines.
I'm a tinned fish girl.
I am actually very adventurous with my food. There's really not much I won't try. But there is something about sardines that are they really fishy?
It's not for everyone. Yes.
Okay, that means that. There's no way around that.
I don't mind it, and she doesn't know any better, so we're gonna go for it and see if she likes it.
I saw a viral Instagram video of a 8-month-old with a fish and just gnawing on the fish. Yeah. Is that what's next?
I think so, but that scares me too. When I say I feel paralyzed, because I'm so scared she's gonna choke, but at the same time, and I'm such a fan of baby-led weaning, but I'm also terrified of it at the same time. I was not expecting to feel so overwhelmed with first foods.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And everyone's like, just give her an avocado. Mash up some avocado and give it to her. I'm like, but I want these first foods. So sardines are super soft. Even if there's a spine or bones in there, it just mushes up. It's super, super soft. So I think we're just gonna, here you go, kid, and see what she does.
Something that always helped me, and I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice, but this is just what helped my simple brain, is the difference between gagging and choking.
Yes.
Because, you give her a sardine and she's going to for sure be, and that is not choke. That is actually good for them to learn
how to eat.
How to, like, use those muscles. That's at least how I explain it to myself.
No,
I don't know if that was pulled up, like, in a medical paper, but, like, that is what makes sense to me.
Yeah. I'm paralyzed currently. So we're going to stick with bone marrow for a little bit.
Keep it up.
And probably in the next few days, maybe this weekend, I'll try the sardines or egg yolk. And the egg yolk...
Will you cook it? Like, you'll scramble it and do, like, an egg yolk?
I think I'm going to do a hard-boiled, but not... like a soft-boiled egg. Not fully, like, hard yellow center, but a little gooey.
I love a good soft-boiled egg.
Oh, me too.
Like, soft-boiled egg on, like, some sourdough or something?
Absolutely.
I've not... have you mastered the soft-boiled egg? Like, how do we cook it? I always overcook it and it becomes hard-boiled.
I know. I'll probably go through, like, 7 eggs by doing this. But I think the sweet number of what I've read is 5 to 6 minutes.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong.
Okay.
But 5 minutes, 6 minutes is that nice...
Like, put it into already boiling water or bring it to a boil for 5 to 6 minutes? Okay.
I gotta do no. So I have so much work.
Let's ask Chad.
Oh, I love Chad.
Let's ask Chad. How long? Let's ask him really quick. And see how
he hates to see me coming. I literally talk to him all day long.
Chad hates to see me coming. How do you cook a soft-boiled egg?
If it's 5 to 6 minutes, I'll scream.
Bring a small pot of water to a rolling boil. You want enough to cover the eggs by about an inch. Lower the eggs in. Set your timer for a runny yolk, 6 minutes. For slightly jammy yolk, 6.5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, I was so close.
While the eggs cook, fill a bowl with ice water. When time is up, immediately transfer the eggs into the ice bath for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, easy enough.
There you go.
Thanks, Chad.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
We're totally going to make some soft-boiled eggs.
Oh, on toast?
So good. I love a good egg salad with soft-boiled eggs. Because then it gets, like, really runny.
Yum.
It's so good.
Yeah, so that'll probably be her next 2 foods.
So fun.
If I can muster up the strength.
Muster up the strength to do it. I love it. It's going to be so great. I can't wait for more videos.
Oh my gosh.
So what has surprised you about first-time mom, being mom to Ruby? What has surprised you in this journey?
A lot. They tell you, first off, I was working full-time and I straight up told my patients, hey, I'm due mid-September. When was I due? When was she born? Oh my goodness.
What year are we in?
Where am I? I gave birth mid-December and she was just 2 days early, so pretty much right on schedule. I straight up told my patients, I'll see you next month. I'll only take about 3-4 weeks off. Crazy behavior on my part. Crazy behavior. But I have been so into work mode for so long that I never had a motherhood hat to put on.
Yeah.
So when she arrived, I took a full 6 weeks off. And before she was here, I told my patients, hey, I'm going to be back 4 days a week, half days. And I'm like, okay, that's totally doable. No, that didn't happen. So I came back at 6 weeks, only 1 half day a week. I did that for 6 weeks and then added a second half day. And that's what I'm currently at, almost 8 months later. And that's what I'm going to be at for my child rearing years.
But that's perfect.
What
is that, 8 hours? Are you doing like true half days, so 8 hours?
Yeah, pretty much.
8 hours for the whole week.
Total.
So 4 and 4.
Usually, and there's some fluff time in there when I'm at the office not seeing patients. So I would say on average I work 10 hours a week.
Is she coming with you?
She came with me to the office for the first 6 months, and then 6 months happens. That is a big flip.
Yeah.
I feel like she popped 2 teeth. She can sit up on her own. She just started crawling last week. So she's just more aware, more active, busy. So at 6 months, I was like, okay, we got to figure something out. Thankfully, my mother-in-law decided to take Tuesdays off. That's one of the days that I work. So she takes care of Ruby on Tuesdays, and then I have a little team of my sister and aunt, my best friend, and another family friend, all taking turns watching her Friday mornings when I'm in the office.
That's amazing.
So she's well taken care of. And I was really surprised at how I didn't want to go back to work full time. I love working so much. I love what I do.
Tell us what you do. I know what you do.
Yeah.
But
After saying all this,
tell them what you do.
I'm a chiropractor. My husband and I are both chiropractors, and then his parents are also chiropractors. And so all four of us work together in the same office. And it's such a blessing to be able to bring her to work, because it's like, okay, here's your dad, here are your grandparents. We're all here. And patients are obsessed with her, of course. So she was passed around from like day one. Because even when I wasn't in the office in those first 6 weeks, maybe after around 4 weeks, I would just walk down to the office, which we live less than a mile away from, and I just pop in and say hi and
Yeah.
like have my little celebrity with me.
Yeah.
Everyone just wanted to see her and
So fun.
say hi, but that was a big surprising thing to me. And so many women told me that, but I'm like, no, I like love what I do. I'm going to want to go back to work.
And I think you can still love what you do and want to be with your baby. Like, there is a version of both.
Absolutely.
And I talk a lot about how I was fully in my career and that wasn't the right spot for me to be in. And then I swung the pendulum so far to, not that I swung the pendulum so far, it was right that I needed to leave. That was an obedient thing for me to do. My kids needed me, but I swung it so far in the sense of like, everyone needs to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, that's the only option. This is what we all should be doing, which I think there's value in women raising their, obviously there's value in women raising their children, but I do think there's this sweet spot of what do you need to do to prioritize your family, and that might look different for every single mom out there.
Yes.
And I'm just now finding my sweet spot and finding my groove of I can spend a couple hours a week recording the podcast, or I can spend a couple hours a week doing a social media shoot with, and my kids can come with me to that. Like, I'm finding my rhythm, and not everybody has the luxury of working with their in-laws or having the freedom to sit and record a podcast. I get that, but I think where there's a will, there's a way. Like, if you want to build something that accommodates the needs of your family, like, it can be done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the idea of moms still having like an outlet. I viewed going to work as a creative outlet almost.
Yeah.
And being able to have adult conversations, like normal conversations still with people and still being social. I needed that.
Yeah.
And even in the beginning, I was like, I don't want to work. I don't want to go back to the office, yada. But when I was there, I'm like, I needed this and I love this so much. But then I'd be with Ruby and be like, this is the best thing in my life.
Yeah.
So having the balance and the ability and flexibility is incredible. That has been amazing.
Yeah. And I sound like a broken record because I feel like I say this all the time, but I really feel like if women are going to make the choice to work or whatever that looks like, right? Whether it's working part-time or working from home or whatever, have your heart in the right place. Like, why are you choosing to do that? Are you choosing to do that because you need to? Or is it just to like scratching it? Like, what's the motive? For me, my motive was impure. Like, I was looking to like escape the challenges of motherhood and kind of pawn it off to somebody else. And I can look back and be like, I can call it for what it was. Like, I wasn't in the right headspace. I wasn't working to put food on the table. I was working for other reasons. And so I sound like a broken record because I feel like I talk about that all the time. But it really was that like mindset shift, and God had to bring me completely home, totally humble me. This is hard. I need the Lord to help me my parenting journey, to then open a door for me to figure out what is this going to look like? How can I have something but still have my priority be the kids?
Absolutely.
It's and a process.
You already said it, but kids love to be involved.
Yeah.
With that. So it's so cool to be able to bring your boys into Raising Rock and do photo shoots together. They probably watched this whole setup come to be, and how cool for them to see their mom be so diligent in listening to God's voice the whole time and guidance. And okay, mom was she was working full-time and she came home to be with us, and now she's bringing us along and we're working together. You know?
And it has been that, and every single thing that we've done with Raising Rock has been with them in mind. In fact, my mom and I just the other day had like a text going back and forth. Because while everything is rooted in the kids, you get sucked into the the busyness of things of, oh, I'm going to film a podcast episode today, or, oh, we're going to go to this shoot, or, oh, the website's coming out next week, or all the things, right? And she's like, we can't ever lose sight of what this is about, and it's about Luke and Ben. And if the rest of the world catches on and finds value in it, great. But at the end of the day, it's about making me the mom that I need to be, that I'm struggling to become, and raising them to be who God has called them to be. And we truly have brought that into every prayer that we've prayed, every card we've made, everything we've done. And it's been so fun because they come to us with ideas.
Oh, I love
that. I'm driving in the car, like my mom will call me and be like, hey, I wrote this card, like, let's read it. And the kids will be listening. They'll be like, what about this? And so sometimes their ideas are,
Sure.
like the other day, Ben was like, let's have Fred and Sneaky Bear surfing on a surfboard. And we're like, yeah, let's do that. But they're so invested, like they care and they want to come up with ideas, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And you have a version of that too. Like Ruby's always in the office and the patients care about her. And it's just special to, as a mom, be able to build something that you can be proud of, but like have your kids be part of it.
Absolutely.
It's such a joy. What else has surprised you about motherhood?
The stuff that I don't use.
Like all the stuff that you got that you thought you needed and you don't use?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and I was diligent about researching and asking different moms about my registry.
okay.
And so many moms that I talked to were like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, okay, figured out what I wanted to do. That girl has never sat in her bassinet, never slept in her bassinet ever. And it has been in our garage forever. The breastfeeding pillow, never used it once. I tried and it just got in my way.
The Bobby?
My breast friend.
Oh, yeah, it's my breast.
But I know.
It's the worst name.
I know. But then I have girlfriends of mine who love those things and they're going to use them all the time.
I had to use them in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then once I got more comfortable, it got easier.
Totally.
But I would say that was something that I had to have.
Yeah.
With the first one. I think by the time I had Ben, I wasn't using one, but...
Yeah. And it's different for everyone, I think, with every baby.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the next baby, Lord willing, that we have loves the bassinet, or I need that pillow to support the baby or myself or whatever. You know? So I think the amount of things that I thought we'd be using all the time that we're not, a little disappointed in it, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever. They're just, they're things, and she's thriving, she's doing
And you realize how little they actually need.
Oh, that's like the core of that sentence.
And still, I struggle with overconsumption. You know me, I love all the things, and I struggle with overconsumption. But it's like, at the end of the day, I wear the same things most of the time, and my kids wear the same things most of the time, and they play with the same things most of the time. Yet it's like we just get sucked into needing all the things. It's so easy to get sucked into it.
I know. I love watching the videos that are let me de-influence you.
Yes.
Like, please. Absolutely.
Please influence me. I need to be more de-influenced.
That's been surprising. And I think another surprising aspect of being a new mom and just motherhood is how much more emotional I am, because I'm already an emotional gal, but oh my goodness, now that she's here, it has taken it to like the nth degree, and I'm just so grateful that she's here, and I could like burst into tears at any moment just thinking about her.
Aww.
So that, I wasn't expecting to be so much more emotional than I already am.
I see tears in your eyes.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
doing it.
It was a road to get here. So she's just been such a sweet gift. And yeah.
Talk to us about that road. The road to Ruby.
The road to Ruby. It was a long road, and not to make this such a long-winded story, but to condense it, 2022, we decided we wanted to start trying for kids, and we got pregnant first month trying, which, praise the Lord. And then 12 weeks, when I was 12 weeks pregnant, my dad suddenly passed away, and it was pretty traumatic. Yeah, it was just awful, one of those things. And then the night before his memorial, which I was about 15 weeks pregnant at that point, I started bleeding, and it was pretty scary. but I chose not to go to the ER. My midwife told me to go to the ER, and I said, I just saw my dad die in the ER 3 weeks ago, and it's his memorial in the morning, right? Anyway, I made that decision. I did go to the ER, but now I know there's nothing that could have happened anyway if I went. But I started bleeding in my blood on and off for about 3 weeks. And then when I was 18 weeks and 6 days, I lost that baby. And it was the worst night of my life. So beyond terrible. I still get emotional thinking about it. But that was a few days before Christmas, 5 days before Christmas. And I had that baby in our house, in our house, in the toilet, unfortunately, and it was just horrendous. And that rocked me to the core. But the Lord, wow, came in, scooped me up, and brought me through that in such an intimate way that I have never experienced. And I'm a completely different person than I was in 2022. And then, 6 months go by after that loss, and then we decided to start trying again. A lot of healing, a lot of tears, a lot of pain. And then we started trying again, and it took about 3 months to get pregnant. I got pregnant in the fall, and then at 14 weeks pregnant, or at around 13 weeks, I started bleeding. And I just knew. I had this inner feeling. I just knew what was coming. And I stayed in bed for an entire week. I was bleeding on and off. And I remember just crying out to God, saying, how could you do this to me again? You promised me you wouldn't do this to me again. And he never promised me that.
Yeah.
I promised myself that.
Yeah.
But I can't control that. That week went by, and then I went to the ER because the bleeding increased, and they found no heartbeat, and I passed that baby that night at our house again. And both of those babies, they were both boys, are now, we had a little ceremony in my in-laws' backyard, and that's where they live, under some rose bushes. And, okay, need a minute.
Take your time. We can edit whenever.
I thought I was getting really good at talking about this without crying because it's been so much time. But it just
I don't think it will ever get easier, though.
I don't think so either. Time helps. My dad passing that first year sucked, but time, helps. These babies passing, it will be with me forever. They will both be with me forever. It's just hard. It's so hard. So we lost that baby. I was 14 weeks on the dot. And after that, after the first loss, I was so incredibly sad. So incredibly sad. I was a shell of a human. I was just a shell of myself, just going through the motions for months. And then after the second loss, I was mad. I was so mad. I was so mad with God. God had promised me that he wouldn't do this to me again. Yeah. And I was just angry. And what really helped me, it's so different. The losses were so different because after the first loss, all I wanted to do, and the main thing that helped me, was listening to worship music. I put it on nonstop, and I devour podcasts. I love podcasts. I love listening to books. I also love music, but I couldn't listen to podcasts, books, anything else. All I wanted and needed was worship music. And I listened to that nonstop for months. After the second loss, couldn't listen to a single song. I'm mad at God. I can't do this. I just need to, get out of my own head. And then my midwife gave me this book, a devotional journal about loss from a Christian perspective. And I went through that, and this other book called...
Really quick, what are the names of the two? Or we can link that.
Held is the first one. That's a journal.
Okay.
And then the other one that is phenomenal, it's this very old book. It's called A Diary of Private Prayer. And there's a morning prayer and an evening prayer, and then you can journal in it. Amazing. Both of those books, love. So I was going through those journals and journaling, and I got to a point where it talked about David crying out to God and how it's okay to cry out to God. There's a whole book in the Bible about it, Lamentations. He's just lamenting to God. Why are you doing this to me? Why have you done this? But the next note, the next verse, the next second, he's praising God, saying, thank you, Lord, so much. And I really realized God showed me that I was being tunnel vision in my own pain and my own hurt and not looking at his hand in all of it. And so I took like a step back and started trying to be more grateful. And I feel like you just kind of have to push yourself through those motions because sometimes you're just not, but writing it down, saying it, like looking at God's hand through all of this. And then after that, shortly after that, I started talking to girlfriends coming out of the woodwork about, oh, I had a loss.
Well, you'd opened up about it on social media.
Yes.
You started to share more on your page openly about what you were dealing with. And I think that's when people really, at least that's what I remember you sharing with me, is when people really started to come out of the woodwork.
And it was shocking. It was shocking. Even like cousins of mine that I didn't know, aunts.
That you didn't know had losses.
I had no idea. Yeah. And then, oh my goodness, left and right, people talking about this. And through my experience of these both losses and God really molding me and changing me into this new person, he still is, help me to help these other women, which I think has turned into like a ministry, essentially, which it's a sad one, but if my story and how certain things help me and get through it and see the Lord's hand in it, and if I can give encouragement to one girl after going through a loss, amen.
Yeah.
That is, hey, yeah.
It's like you wouldn't want to relive it, but you just see how God really can take horrible situations and create beauty
from ashes.
Out of ashes.
And when somebody's telling you that in the midst of it, get out of my face.
Yeah.
But at the end of it,
you can
oh
see
my
it.
goodness.
Yeah.
And now I can say, as painful as that time was, I'm so thankful to have gone through that because, one, it took that for God to really transform my heart. And he did it in a gnarly way, but praise God, I needed that. And I just see his hand in it now. Yeah. And it brought us to Ruby.
Tell us a little bit, I think it's such an interesting, if you don't mind, like the medical side of to have a healthy pregnancy with Ruby. And again, this is not medical advice. Like, this is obviously, if you are struggling, talk to your doctor. Mm-hmm. But I just find it so interesting what you ended up, after all the blood work, realizing about your body that had caused these losses.
So miscarriage is a hugely gray area.
Yeah.
Huge gray area. You can have a loss for so many different reasons. And it's really difficult to get answers. Extremely difficult. And even a lot of people will never have answers.
Yeah.
I accepted that after my first loss. I'm like, I probably will never know why this happened.
Yeah.
But now we have a good idea. But I got so much blood work, an insane amount of blood work, and we found that I have a blood clotting disorder. It's called antiphospholipid syndrome, or APS for short. And what would happen is my blood would clot at the placenta would detach, and then I'd lose the baby. So there are, again, so many different reasons for loss.
This is just what was yours.
Exactly. And so when I found out I was pregnant with Ruby, it was a big shock, very big shock, but found out I was pregnant with Ruby, and I had been working with I was shocked when I found out I was pregnant with Ruby, and I found out mid-April, and in January, I started working with this midwife who actually delivered my husband and his siblings. She's been midwife for over 50 years. She's the OG. So anyway, I went to her. I don't know why I didn't go to her originally, but that's another story for another day. Went to her, and I started doing preconception, like appointments with her. And she's the one I did a ton of blood work with. found this out, and she works closely with a perinatologist who's a specialist for like high risk pregnancies. And she was sending my blood work to him, and they were collaborating to see what's going on, all the things. So in February, she said, okay, you have APS, let's get you on aspirin. So I started taking aspirin mid-February, and I was just taking it because we found this, and we were still waiting for me to get pregnant. She literally told me, don't get pregnant for 2 to 3 months. We still have some more work to do. And I'm like, yeah, totally. I got pregnant. So then I was on progesterone as well. Even though my labs didn't show low progesterone, she's like, I want to check all the boxes. Let's just do this for your first trimester. So I was on progesterone my first trimester orally, and then aspirin my entire pregnancy. I went to go see the perinatologist when I was 12 weeks pregnant. Woo! And that was an appointment that maybe gave me a small heart attack. I was so nervous, but basically they gave me 2 options. Either I'm going to get a cerclage, which is a stitch in the cervix because your cervix shortens essentially and you go into preterm labor, or I don't get the cerclage, double up on aspirin, and every other week get an ultrasound to make sure my cervix isn't opening. There's a lot more into that we won't get into now because it's just details, but we ended up going the second route where I saw the perinatologist every other week for 12 weeks. So pretty much my entire second trimester, I got an ultrasound every other week, which was never on my to-do list during pregnancy, but I'm so grateful for it. I was doubling up on aspirin, and my cervix was totally fine. It was long and closed the whole time. She was doing great in there and gave birth at home December 15th, and she's just the best.
She's perfect.
She is. She's so cute.
Thank you for sharing that. I know, obviously, I walked through a lot of nuts. We would see each other frequently. And I know people walked with a lot closer with you, but walking alongside it with you and just seeing your growth over the years has just been so special, and how you've handled it. And I know it was so difficult, but you got hurt.
I know. The 2 things that somebody told me along the way, going through just like grief and hard times, I started praying, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I trust you. And I started writing that down every day. And again, it's maybe you don't believe it in the beginning, but you just have to go through those motions
Of just saying it. Because you say it to yourself enough, it starts to become reality.
So I would write that in my journal like every single morning. I'd do gratitude, and then, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I trust you. That was one. And then the other, oh my gosh, I just forgot the other thing.
Mom brain.
Seriously. Oh my gosh.
Is that another thing that surprises you with having children?
Pregnancy brain was like my pregnancy brain, I can't even believe I functioned in society, but mom brain
is another level.
Oh my gosh.
We'll just stick with the one. If it comes back to you, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was profound.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. All good. So I've never been through a loss, and I have a lot of people in my life that couple questions. What is an appropriate way to like bring it up to someone that doesn't feel offensive, or is there, it's just not an easy thing to bring up? And then I think the second question is, what does support look like for someone who's going through it?
So bringing it up, I did it 2 different ways. My first pregnancy, I told everyone I was pregnant, like week 8. I shouted it from the rooftops. I was so excited. And that was hard because then people know.
Yeah.
And then you have to talk about it. And that's the last thing you want to do is talk about it. And then my second pregnancy, I didn't tell
a soul.
Anybody.
Yeah.
But then after I lost that baby, I felt like I was just fake and a shell of a person. And then when people would talk to me and say like, hey, how are you? In my head, I'm like, you don't want to know.
Yeah.
So then I felt fake too, and then lacked the support of other friends. So I wouldn't recommend one or the other.
Yeah.
Honestly, one is not better than the other. But I think there's not a good way to bring it up, because it's hard for the mom who loses a baby, because all you want to do is talk about that baby and talk about it, but at the same time you don't want to say a word because you will burst into tears and it's too hard to talk about. So I don't really have an answer for that. It's just being there for your friends and for your family. Like, my sister never had a loss, praise God, and she was there with me every step of the way. She didn't have to say much because she didn't understand fully what I was going through, but she would just sit next to me, hold me while I cried, and she would just cry with me. No words need to be said, just, I'm here. And a lot of times, my best friend, I would just word vomit on her all the time, just dump. And she's never gone through it either, but you just have to, like, get it out. And then your second question,
what does support look like? So if somebody does have a loss in your life, they've opened up to you, or they've not opened up to you. I know, like, I always am like, let me bring a meal, or let me do groceries, but do people want, like, I guess probably everyone's different.
I think everyone's different, but one thing that I found so incredibly kind after my first loss, I had this friend from college who I hadn't seen in years. We kept in touch with social media kind of things, but haven't seen her in years. I get a package in the mail randomly one day, and it is by this company that is called Hope Collective, and they're earrings that half of the proceeds, or a percentage of the proceeds, go to women's medical expenses who have had a loss. And it's all of this woman-founded jewelry company who has had a loss and has experienced it. And anyway, this friend from college sent me that in the mail with a handwritten note, and it was one of the nicest things that somebody did for me after my loss. It was so unexpected. So these girlfriends that I know who have had a loss, I like to do that. I'll just buy them a pair of earrings or something cute from that, so that they have something tangible to remember their baby by. I think that's the hard thing, because you just don't have anything to show for it, and you're like, I love this baby so much and I never got to meet them. I have earrings for both boys, and I've worn them to everything, and they are almost falling apart. I wear them so much. So I think that is something really sweet. Or sending, like, cozy PJs. Cozy PJs and one of those books I mentioned is really sweet.
Okay, we'll have to link all of that in the show notes.
Definitely.
Hope Collective, and then I already forgot the two names of the books.
Diary of Private Prayer, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to double check. But
we'll find those and link them.
Yeah, those books are spectacular. There's a bunch of different companies out there that do jewelry or something for moms who have experienced loss. But just something like a meal is so huge, or even just a nice text. It goes a really long way of, I'm praying for you, or the prayer as the text. You know what I mean? That goes a really long way. A lot of times, I didn't want to be around people physically because they'd look at me like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, don't even look at me. Like, I'm going to burst into tears. Like, just don't even look at me. If you give me a hug, I'm a puddle. So it was delicate, especially in the beginning, and your hormones are just out of control. So and depending on how far along you are with your loss, like when I was almost 19 weeks along, I still was in postpartum. I had night sweats. My milk came in. Like, it was awful. And I had no reward.
I didn't realize your milk came in.
Yeah, that's hard. It was really hard. It was 1 week away from being considered a stillborn. So it was wild. And I think really being there for women in a way, even if you haven't experienced something like that, to just say, I'm here for you for whatever you need. I don't understand what you're going through, but I'm praying for you. And I will sit and cry with you. There's not much to be said. That's the hard part.
Absolutely. You inspire me. You did such a good job.
Thanks.
And Ruby's perfect.
I just remembered my other thing.
What was your thing?
Yeah.
Great.
People would say, like, you said it earlier, like, oh, you're so strong, right? And I learned this through a mentor of mine, and she would always say this. I'm not strong. I'm very weak, but I have a very strong God. And that really shifted perspective for me.
Yeah.
Because when anyone would say, oh, wow, you lost your dad, you lost 2 babies, like, other stuff was
You're
going
doing
on.
so
like,
great.
And I'm like, if you only knew.
Yeah.
I'm not doing great at all. I am very weak, but I have a very strong God that has just held me this entire time along the way, just holding my hand the whole way through.
He's so good.
Too good.
He is so good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm going to totally shift gears.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like a real harsh turn.
I don't know how you can transition.
Yeah, there's like no sweet way to transition of like lost to raw milk.
It's
like there's no like easy way to pivot out of that. So we're just gonna hit this like dead on.
Yeah.
Wellness stuff that you're into. Let me preface this with Anna is on Instagram as The Fresh Pursuit, and it is one of my favorite follows. Set like so aspirational. Like none of my meals ever look as vibey as your meals do, but you're so fun to follow, and you have such cute content. So, like, what are we into right now?
Okay, I'm so obsessed with Perennial Pastures right now because they served me an ad and immediately jumped on them. They're a farm in North County, San Diego, and they have meat and all the grass-fed goodies, but they are doing a herd share raw milk delivery now. And I could not be more thrilled. I jumped on it immediately. It's like $50 one-time buy-in.
Okay.
And then you...
Like, buy your spot?
Yeah, that's buying a portion of the herd itself, which is cool. And then it's a delivery. They deliver 1, 2, 3, or 4 gallons of milk to your door once a week.
So amazing.
I know.
Okay, so we've been getting raw milk. We get it from a farm in Ramona. We were going out like every 2 weeks, which Ramona is not close to where we are. It was like a solid hour drive. But when I tell you, it is the best milk I've ever had in my life. It is the best milk I've ever had in my life. And she takes such good care of the cows. Like, she remineralizes their feed. Like, they are on a better diet
than us.
I am on. Like, these cows are treated like queens. I almost said kings, but I'm like, no, they would be treated like queens.
Yeah.
They're treated like queens. It is the best milk. And so now she does a drop off in Escondido. So I'm not driving to Ramona, but I do have to go to Escondido once a week to pick up my milk. And I build my week around my milk pickup. Like, my schedule is built around my 12:30 on Tuesday milk pickup.
How much is a gallon?
20.
Okay, that's comfortable.
Yeah, it's so good. So we're going to have to do a little, like, taste test.
Oh, absolutely.
You'll have to bring your milk over. I'll bring my milk over, and we'll do a little, like, comparison.
Because I'm obsessed with the raw farm raw milk.
Yes.
Their milk is...
It's so good.
Good.
Yeah.
But they were gone for so long, and...
that's when we found her, is when Raw Farm went away for a while. Which I still don't even really understand that whole thing.
I don't either.
We found her, and it's just...
Oh, that's amazing.
Best.
I might jump on that. I already own part of this herd now.
Can I give you a tip?
Yeah.
If they deliver the milk in plastic, transfer it to glass.
Oh.
I find it stays so much fresher if it's in glass. There's something about like when we've left ours in the plastic jugs, because when she delivers it, it's in plastic, and I convert it to glass. And for whatever reason, it just keeps it like that much fresher.
Okay, so I was talking to a raw milk guy at the farmer's market a while ago, and he gave me some tips for your raw milk.
Okay.
Keep it in the back
right. Okay, back right.
Yes.
Oh, that's very specific.
The back right corner of your fridge, because that is the coldest portion of your fridge.
Oh, how interesting.
I know. And then he also said if you're buying raw milk at the store, buy it from a place that has the actual doors on the fridge. You know what I mean? Versus like at Sprouts, they just have it on the cold shelves. Versus Lazy Acres has it inside, like, cold.
My Sprouts has a door.
Oh, really? Oh, great.
There's a door.
That's even better.
Yeah.
My Sprouts by me is just, like, cold shelves.
Interesting.
So you want to buy it in...
So it's, like, actually cold.
Exactly.
It's not as cold if it's open.
And he said, I was like, oh, raw milk just goes bad so quick. And he goes, no, it doesn't. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So he said it doesn't go bad, it just spoils. I'm like, my man, that's bad. But yeah, he begged to disagree. But he said when it goes bad or spoils, or sours.
Yeah.
Put it in smoothies because it just tastes like yogurt at that point.
Which I would agree with that. I
So-
totally agree with that.
I was having this conversation with him because I'm like, I'm paying so much for raw milk and it goes bad so quick and I hate wasting it. He goes, don't waste it. Put it in your smoothies. Put it in your kids' bathtubs, in a bath with them. But it's more like yogurt at that point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, all the things we didn't know. Okay, next question. Castor oil packs. You originally got me turned on to castor oil packs. I have worked my way up. I sleep in them now.
Oh, good for you.
But talk to me about, like, I've gone down a deep dive of, like, it cleanses the liver. I learned the other day on our good friend Alex Clark's podcast that the liver cleanses, like, every 4 minutes. Like, it does its, like, thing every 4 minutes. Supporting the liver is so good. But walk us through castor oil packs, why they're great.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules around castor oil.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a lot
I'm
of...
probably breaking a lot of them.
You just wanted... Castor oil is very powerful. It's very potent. That's why certain pregnant women at the end of their pregnancy will take the midwife's brew that has castor oil in it, and that will start labor. And it will start a very quick labor because it's very powerful at detox, essentially.
Yeah.
So how I would recommend to use a castor oil pack is you can do it a few different ways. There are options online that you can buy, even on Amazon, that are one side is more plastic and then the other side is an organic cotton pad. You can do that because that makes it easy to just tie around your waist. You can also just get a cloth and use that and put it on and wrap yourself in saran wrap. That's like the more cost-effective side. But castor oil itself, you need it to be in an amber, dark glass container because of the properties within castor oil. They can break down, and like olive oil, it can break down rather quickly and then go rancid. So with castor oil,
How do you know if it's rancid? Does it have a smell?
No.
It just, it stops working.
Yeah.
My bottle is actually probably old. It's the Queen of Thrones one. It's in the amber, but I think I've had it for a couple of years because it lasts forever.
I know. It lasts a really long time. Just keep it in that amber glass and in a dark area. If it's exposed to light, it will start to break down.
It's on my bathroom counter. I should put it underneath.
Yeah, just put it in a cabinet or whatever.
Okay.
But with doing a castor oil pack, it's great for detox, really. It's great for literally pulling things out of your body. Cysts, huge to help with ovarian cysts and cleansing the liver. So many different things. Digestion helps a ton with digestion. Just getting things moving. So how you do it is if you're a cycling woman, after you ovulate, and only after you ovulate, you can do a castor oil pack where you put a tablespoon of castor oil on the fabric side and rub that around a little bit and then put it directly on your liver, which is on your right side, right below your ribs, just in case anyone was wondering. And then you can wrap that around. I would say start with just 1 hour doing that.
I had to work my way up.
Yeah, you can work up to sleeping in it. However, I wouldn't do it every day.
Okay.
And you only do it from after you ovulate until you bleed.
Why is that? I didn't know.
Because when you're bleeding, your body is already expelling so much and working overtime. Like your uterine lining is shedding, right? And so
Why wait until you're ovulating? Why can't you do it like throughout the whole month?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that. What I would assume, my best guess, would be hormonally after you ovulate, that's when your hormones really start to dance.
Yeah.
So with detoxing, I would assume that helps regulate your hormones better at that point. Because before you ovulate, progesterone really isn't a huge player.
Yeah.
But after it is, and then your estrogen's really dancing.
Got it.
So I would guess that's why.
Yeah.
But within that 2-ish week period between you ovulate and your bleed, you only have to do it like 5-6 times. You don't have to do it every single day.
Yeah.
So you can do it every other night or however long. But start at 1 hour, and how you clean it off, take off the castor oil pack, and then I would get like a washcloth, wipe with water, warm water, and then get some baking soda and scrub that on to really get it, because it's oil and it's like thick.
Yeah.
Castor oil is thick. So you get a little baking soda and scrub that on to get it all off, and then another warm water with a cloth. But that works. It really does some work. So that's a castor oil pack.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anything else we're into right now?
It's also great postpartum too.
Oh, really?
But it's hard because when you don't have a period, you don't really know when.
See, and I've not really been following that. I'm also doing a parasite cleanse right now.
Oof.
So I'm really focused on detoxing. So I'm doing it like every other day, just because I'm really trying to make sure that my body and like my detox pathways are open and working through all of that. So I've been a little more liberal with just doing it, but I feel good doing it, which makes me think maybe my oil has gone bad.
Maybe. I get this question all the time of, do you have to wash the pack? No.
I don't know.
No, you don't. They recommend not to, actually. So you just, every time you do it, you put another tablespoon on it and just rub it around and keep it around, which sounds grody, but it's just what it is. And then Queen of Thrones, their pack, it's good for about 40 uses. So after 40 uses, you toss it and just get a new pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Anything else we're into? What are our wellness hacks right now? Or food obsessions?
What I'm really trying to do is wake up before my baby and do my devotional, have some breakfast, have some me time before she wakes up. It's been difficult.
When is she waking up?
Anywhere between like 6 and 6:30 usually.
Oh, so you're getting up early.
Yeah.
To get that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my husband usually is up and out for his workout early, like sometimes 4:30. But I really want to start getting up before her.
Yeah. It's hard.
That's been really hard.
It's really hard.
Because once
it's still hard for me. Like, I'm doing it, but it's still hard. My alarm went off at 6 today. And I was like, oh. I hid it under the pillow, and I didn't hear it till 6:30.
Before 6 a.m. is really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to get up before 6 a.m. But
it's sometimes our only time with the Lord. It's our only time to have some time. So I am with you. That is something I'm still trying to work on, and I have days where it's better than others.
Mm-hmm. So like my morning routine, I did read this hot tip from somebody of when you're a mom and you don't wake up before your kids woke up before you, and you don't get that time with the Lord in the morning, have just the Bible opened up on your mantle or somewhere. Just have it opened up, and throughout the day, just like, okay, there's a verse, cool. You know what I mean?
That's so good.
That's doable.
If we can't get it in, which is ideal to get in the morning, like that is, I'm finding my best days are the days that I start my day with the Lord.
Agreed.
Even if it's 5 minutes. I get outside, I get my morning sunlight, I take my Bible with me, and I read for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But like that sunshine, S-U-N and S-O-N.
Amen.
Both sunshines. First thing in the morning, and my days are amazing. But I love that tip. Like if you don't get to it for whatever reason, there's so much grace. The Lord understands. Have your Bible open and just get to what you can get to.
That's been what I've been trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Another surprising thing about motherhood.
What have workouts looked like for you postpartum?
Walking.
You have that postpartum class that you released.
I know, yeah. I've done it twice.
Oh.
And
like the whole program
twice.
Okay, so you've done the full pro. I thought you meant like I've worked out twice.
Right.
I was laughing. I was like, I don't know if you should admit that. That's not going to sell any courses.
That'd be sad. No. Yeah, I've gone through the whole program. It's 6 weeks of workouts, and you can do it either 2 days a week or 3 days a week. I did the 2 day a week, and I've gone through all 6 weeks twice now. It was great. Fantastic. I really loved it. That's also been a challenge figuring out time-wise.
Yeah.
Especially when she's younger and when she was younger. And
well, she's still young.
She's still so young.
She's still so little. She's just a baby.
But now her wake windows are longer.
Yeah.
So that's been let's figure out this timing and this timing. So I walk so much. That's like my main thing.
Which is so good.
Oh, it's so
great. For like, that can be all you need. Throw on a weighted vest or pick up some weights.
Baby wear. And I'll
Yeah,
just
totally.
get
But
out
like
the door.
walking is so... God knew what he was doing.
Right?
It's so
What do you
sufficient.
know? Yeah, walking for sure. And then I'll do a little weightlifting. I try to minimum once a week, but my goal is 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so great.
It's a little different every week. I'm out there walking.
Yeah, I love it. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as The Fresh Pursuit. And on TikTok and Instagram, it's the.fresh.pursuit.
I love it. Yeah, thank you. I love you.
I love you so much. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad everyone stuck in with us because this was like a mixture of like girl chat catch up
I know.
and getting to business. So,
I know.
thank you for being here and thank you for being here.
Thank you.